Okay, so this is just a quick guide or a way for you to kind of have some notes handy when you're doing your transformation so you know what everything stands for. We're going to start up here at the top box. We're also going to talk about the order that you need to do your transformations, but for right now we're just going to talk about what every piece means. So this first negative right here means that we are going to flip the graph over the x-axis. Okay, you also hear this called a reflection. Okay, so reflecting the graph over the x-axis. Now that's if it's in front of your function. If it's actually next to your variable itself, so it's inside with your x, this one actually flips the graph over the y-axis. Okay, so again, if it's out in front of your function, it flips it over the x-axis. If it's actually attached to your x, then it flips it over the y-axis or reflects it over the y-axis. Okay, so the next thing we're pointing to here is our h. This is our horizontal movement. Okay, this actually moves the graph either left or right. The thing you have to remember about this is if it is a negative number, it actually moves it to the right, and if it is a positive number, it actually moves it to the left. So it is opposite of what you think it should be. All right, let's go down here on the bottom. Let's fill in these bottom boxes. So this little a right here, this is your stretch or compress. Okay, if a, and I am not worried about the negative, I'm just talking about the positive value. If a is less than 1, this will compress your graph. What I like to say is it makes your graph fat. Okay, pushes it down closer to the x-axis. If a is greater than 1, this is actually stretching your graph. And I like to say that this makes it skinny. Kind of think about a rubber band when you pull a rubber band and how it makes it skinnier. Okay. This B on the inside is also a stretch or compress. Oops. I don't want you to worry more about it than that. We're really not going to deal with stretching or compressing as far as this one is concerned, but that is what that number does. And then our last number here, the K, this is a vertical movement. Okay, if K is positive, it does indeed move up, and if K is negative, it moves it down. So just like what you think it should do. So the only thing that does it opposite is that horizontal movement, where if it's negative it goes right and if it's positive it goes left. Other than that, everything is what it seems to be. So let's talk about the order that you need to do your transformations in. The first thing you need to do is you always need to do your horizontal movement. So we're going to do our horizontal movement first. Okay, once we get ready, once we've done our horizontal shift up or down, to the right or to the left, the next thing we're going to look at is to see if we need to stretch or compress the graph. So do we need to make it fat or skinny? Basically, is there a number here in front of our function? And then we are going to see if we can do any reflections on the graph. So do we need to flip it over our x-axis? Again, that's if this front number is negative, we're going to reflect it. And then the last thing we should be doing is our vertical movement. Okay, so when we look at our transformations, this is the specific order that we want to do all of our transformations in.